Michigan fans wanted to fire John Beilein as recently as last year. Like badly. The Wolverines opened the 2016-17 Big Ten season losing 4 of their first 6 in conference games. They were 12-7 overall in mid-January, well off where they had been at that point during the season before, which ultimately ended in a first-round NCAA tournament ousting. The year before that, they were also 12-7, before finishing 16-16 and missing the big dance altogether. In context, it made sense. Michigan fans were lighting message boards saying things like the team has lacked intensity and grit for far too long, and predicting the end of NCAA tournament runs past the Sweet 16 unless a change was made. The team had been mired in injuries and bad defense for more than 2 years. Never mind that Michigan had gone to a national title game and chased it with an Elite Eight appearance under Beilein, too. Mediocrity had gotten to feel like the new normal in Ann Arbor. So yeah, on one hand it's easy to understand where the "fire Beilein" folk were coming from. On the other hand, get a load of those goobers now. Michigan went on to win the 2017 Big Ten tournament after getting in a plane crash, then they went to the Sweet 16 as a No.7 seed after upsetting 2-seed Louisville. This year, they won another Big Ten tournament title and they're in the Final Four, with 11-seed Loyola Chicago standing in the way of Beilein's second title game appearance in 6 years. Now Michigan fans are offering up mea culpas, though it's not like Beilein has ever needed them. This year's Michigan team has looked roughly like the vision of Beilein teams in the past. The Wolverines space the floor well with scorers, and they don't turn the ball over. The bigs can shoot and the guards can penetrate and feel confident guarding anyone. When they're at their offensive best, like they were against Texas A. Michigan put up 99 points against KenPom's number 13 efficiency defense on 61.9% shooting, making roughly 64% of theirs twos and 58% of their threes. The fact Michigan can fill it up isn't what makes it special, however. By KenPom, they're a solid 31st in offensive efficiency, but that's actually the team's second worst mark since 2011, only that 16-16 team was worse. Relative to past Michigan teams, this edition isn't great from deep, and it has a very real Achilles heel in free throws, ranking 321st out of 351 teams at 66% from the stripe. In fact, among Michigan's 4 NCAA tournament games, in the 3 others, the Wolverines shot a combined 39% from the field, and 25% from 3. Mo Wagner, Michigan's season-leading scorer and conference tournament star, has been erratic offensively. Against Florida State in the Elite Eight, he was 0 for 7 from three-point range, contributing to a 4 for 22 team effort, and the Wolverines nearly blew its lead late by missing 4 of its last 6 free throw attempts, 2 on the front of one-and-ones, which makes Florida State's decision not to foul late all the more odd, but alas. Here's how Michigan has evolved under Beilein. The Wolverines have been impeccable defensively since late in the season, climbing up to number 4 in KenPom's defensive efficiency ratings. Their previous high under Beilein was 37th in 2011 and 2013, and normally they reside somewhere between 60th and 100th as a team that rarely presses and often lacks athleticism in the post. Yet for this tournament, opponents are shooting just 38% against Michigan with just 34 assists to 49 turnovers. The reason for the uptick is multifaceted, but starts with Beilein admitting that, yes, something was wrong. After the 2016 season, he essentially delegated defensive coaching responsibility to assistant coach Billy Donlin, and then Luke Yaklich this season after Donlin was hired by Northwestern. After Selection Sunday, Beilein confessed to the Associated Press that his eye isn't trained for defense. "My eye draws to offense all the time," he told the AP. "Even if we have our first team practicing against our second team, I look at offense both ways. I don't see certain things." Beilein also said that, even at 65, "I have changed like the wind." The best example of that may be the decision to make sophomore Xavier Simpson his primary point guard after playing him in a platoon early in the season. Simpson isn't a typical Beilein point guard in one important facet: he can't shoot. At just over 30% for the season from 3 and a moribund 51% from the free throw line, you can understand why he wasn't given the reins immediately. In all other ways, however, Simpson is the Beilein prototype, undersized but pugnacious, and fearless towards the rim, much like last year's super senior Derek Walton, and former National College Player of the Year Trey Burke before him. Richard Maxson, USA Today Sports. Most importantly, Simpson is an unrelenting defender. For the last 3 weeks, he has been perhaps Michigan's most important player for the way he has shut down opposing point guards and the point of attack. In the second round, he held Houston's Rob Gray, who had 39 points in a round 1 game against San Diego State, to 8 for 22 shooting. Texas A&M stubbed himself unguardable before Simpson held him to 2 for 11 and 5 points. And on Saturday night, Florida State's dual point guards C.J. Walker and Trent Forrest went a combined 1 for 9 with 5 turnovers.